Hello! Welcome! Oh, is that a real stretch? Welcome back! Man, oh man, it's Thursday. We're playing some Disco Elysium. Soul Foundry says, Piotr, we've been gaming together for over a year already. Has it already been a year? Happy Almost Friday stream. Excited to get back to work yet? Oh, happy Almost Friday stream to you, Soul Foundry. Yeah, I am. Excited I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited to get back to work. 13 months of gaming! Oh, not bad, not bad, not bad. It feels longer than that, in the best way possible. All of this time that I've been streaming, though, blends together. It's easy to forget. We've been doing this for, I guess, 3 years. Since 2021. 2021, 2022, 2023. Yeah, good lord. Anyway, that's okay, because everything up to those 13 months, not as good. So, you haven't missed too much. Soulfighter says, agreed. I feel like I've been watching for longer, too. Anyway, let's watch together. Perfect transition. As we play some Disco Elysium. How's the game sound? The music's kind of loud, huh? That's okay. We'll fuss with it, because we want to hear the voices, too. Okay. This is the part where I say, what are we doing? I told Rangoette I was going to go in the store after being repeatedly advised to do so and failing to do so. Let's do that. I have a healing item. Can I? Fine. I just don't want to be one hit away from getting owned here. All right, here we are at the store. It's like kind of a nice little store. What's in that cupboard?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays.
Oh, it's perfect for my allergies.
They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
I see. What do those products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is.
Sure.
I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Why not all three? Can you be a little more specific?
No. Sorry.
It's
I'm not,
fine.
like, a doctor or anything.
Yeah, no, it's chill. You seem like you really love this job. I like your visor, by the way. I also have a visor.
Nosafed heals +1 health.
Okay.
Duramine heals +3
Who is
health.
Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste.
Yeah, that one.
You know, the pharmaceuticals company.
Oh.
Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
Sure.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company.
See, I said
derives
Saint
its
Baptiste
name
too.
from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Okay. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Why did Rangoette want me to come
The
here?
machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
Oh,
"One bottle
to turn in my
equals 10
bottles.
cents."
It's bottle return or bottle deposit
Your
place.
bottles clunk into
Got
the machine,
it.
and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Nice. I assume that's it. Are there some like croissant in there?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles.
Oh my God,
The
there are
raincoats
croissants!
transparent, except for the
Oh.
big Fritta slogan on the back.
What's that? Point to the raincoat.
What is what? It's a raincoat.
Okay.
If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Let me just take inventory real quick. Terms of how much money do I have? I can do this. I can figure this out. Is there like one of these is like a pile of money? Money pile. Money pile. No? Gloves. Keys. I'm gonna figure this out. Money. Real. Oh, no. Nope. What have I done? I guess I can carry a pry bar. that doesn't really worry me too much. Using my eyes. Oh, I have 1006. Oh, totally. It's down at the bottom. It's over on the far that side. Soul Foundry says, random, not related. I've been growing out my mustache, very nice, and it makes me look like a young version of my dad if he had hair at my age. And a stranger on the transit today coincidentally asked me if I was my dad's name. Whoa, I def had wide eyes for a moment. So the resemblance is really that strong. Was it somebody who genuinely knew your dad?
Raincoats.
Plus 1 endurance.
Beneath a display of croissants.
What do I need endurance for? Tasks, map. Looks like nothing. Hey, Giant Spatch says, Ryan Gosling with a mustache is the superior Ryan Gosling. Oh my gosh. I guess that's true. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips, tulip. Is there a hamster in there?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Just a total stranger? Oh, weird. Just because there's cigarettes and alcohol in that cabinet doesn't mean there's not also a hamster.
The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping.
Ooh,
It's like
I
living
do
in
have a
some kind of
quest
heaven.
to get something to drink.
Your knees are weak. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol.
Time to get
beer,
drunk! Hey, Rangoet, welcome!
love, alcohol.
I... Just take it in. Let's just soak this one in.
The beauty, the truth. The
Also,
beauty.
hey, welcome, Rangoet.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Damage this.
But I guess you already know that.
Wow! What do you mean? I look healthy. Look at my picture in the corner there. I look fine. I got some hair. My ears and nose are a little flush, and truthfully, I perhaps am a sickly pale color, akin to some kind of a dead body. But look, but use the button to see interactable stuff, and you can see everything you can buy after this convo. Oh, I forget what button that is actually.
Don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work.
Do you sell any under-the-counter vices?
No, Frick only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Okay. But come on. I think it's one of the bumpers, but forget. I think you're right. They did teach me that. I just forgot. Please, tell me more about these products.
The Pale Age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
What is pale?
You know.
You mean a pale?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Rangwet says I bought the pale aged vodka at the end as a treat.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats
Ah.
at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol
Oh.
raises physique while damaging your morale.
So easy. So we'll drink the alcohol, we'll jump off the roof.
Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium,
Yeah.
to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
+1 physique, -1 morale. So do we want like the Thunderbird wine or some cheap beer? Hey, Unwisebird, welcome. And Rangwet says, in a conversion with my unit, they were like, I can smell you've been a conversation with my unit. They were like, I can smell you've been drinking, and I said, nuh-uh, while I drank mid conversation. It's like the archer thing of just being like. Anyway, that's the noise it makes when I drink something. Give me the Commodore red wine, please.
Here you go,
I'm a
mister.
man of substance. And away we go. Eat it, Kim. Alright, so let's see if this works. I've got my pry bar in my hands. Also, yes, you can drink mid-conversation. Excellent. Here's my little plan. We're gonna wear things that give me extra physical instrument, if we possess them. I guess we do not. Soul Foundry says, I can't help but make that after chugging a good water at work sometimes. I feel that. Oh, did you find the bottle machine in Freet? I did. Yep. We got $1.50 or a real 50. Okay, so let's see if this works. I don't Oh, let me also see. Okay, those are the zooms. Ah, that's the button. Fantastic. Let's see if I'm allowed to jump if I've been drinking. Will that help? And Rangwet says, fun fact, that's a real thing in some Scandinavian companies to help with littering. In the U.S., you can get a bottle deposit back sometimes. So as I understand, the cost of some small amount of money, like less than $1, I don't know what it is. Don't get up on me about this. But is added to the price of the drink that comes in a bottle, and then if you turn in the bottle, recycling, you get that money back. And so some people will collect bottles and stuff from the trash. Guess the U.S. has it as well? Yeah! Yeah! There's an episode of Seinfeld where they try to take advantage of the bottle deposit being... God, what is it? The bottle deposit is higher in, like, Michigan or something than it is in New York. And they're trying to figure out a way to buy bottles in New York and take them to Michigan and turn a profit on it. Anyway. They end up taking a mail truck. It's fun. Anyway, here's my big moment. Here's where my little plan all comes together. We simply take a little sip of the Commodore Red. How do I...
Well, hello?
Yeah, but the bottle
Someone
deposit is so
seems to
little,
have
it's
found
comical. Exactly.
Alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
All right. I'm going to drink this, and then I'm going to jump off the roof.
Light reflects off the green glass of
Isn't
the
it a yellow stat,
concrete.
not a red stat?
The gods have been generous. Better
I
pop
think they said it
open
was
before they
physical
change their
instrument.
minds.
Oh, I hope not.
Wow. The gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open.
Open the
A
bottle.
child could have done it. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like
That sounds like a Kramer scheme. It is. It is. It's a Kramer episode. It's not a
Welcome
Kramer
back,
episode, but it is a Kramer scheme.
You're home now.
I take a sip. I don't need to hear about the repercussions.
The golden sun melts down.
Blum,
your
blum, blum, blum,
throat.
blum.
Its rays filling your
Oh, look, it's a
nostrils
little
like
alcohol.
sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So
Oh, and I
does your
dinged
mind.
for that.
All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
Oof.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrocast.
Okay,
From
we can
the
get it.
void we came, and to the void we...
All right, we're jumping off the roof. You got a level from it. That's why we will never stop with the funny nice drink. Wait, it's still locked. It is yellow. Oh, Ringoette, you're right. Oh, I'm so dumb. How does drinking alcohol not help you jump off a roof? That's not realistic at all. My immersion is broken. You need to do speed. Oh, Lord. Okay, well, put the alcohol away, for one. That's what the speed is for. Well, I leveled up, so here's what we can do instead. We can add one to savoir-faire and accept the changes in clothes. I can do both. I can be drunk and more savoir-faire, whatever that word may mean. Now we need to make sure we're not wearing clothes that subtract from my savoir-faire, like these pants, gotta come off. So I've drunk the alcohol, I've removed my pants and my shoes. Never have I been more ready to jump off of a roof than I am at this moment. Do I have anything that will increase those things? This has +1 to reaction speed. I think, what does my current hat do? +1 perception? Ah, it's fine. We're good. Rango says, if you ever get another yellow check, remember, we always know a little guy with some speed. Wow, we're ready. Here it is. Big moment.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the railing. No one has claimed it for...
What a view! What a view! What a look! Go for the cloak. Jump over the edge. And if we fail again, I'm gonna... Oh, yes! Eat it, Kim. He thought I couldn't do it.
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Close your eyes. Let the senses take in the world around you. Perfect time to close my eyes. Did you get Oh, you did get a bonus from physical instruments, so it wasn't all for nothing? Oh, okay.
Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring.
Oh, it improved my morale.
You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below.
Oh, no.
He's so on the money, Bratan. Just imagine yourself dual-wielding.
Feel the wind blowing by your nards. Ah, it's refreshing. Continue the voyage to the salty air. Evocator says you got up, but you didn't land yet? True. Ooh.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable.
Will he say adrenaline? No, he didn't. Okay.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted
Yes!
in the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Okay, pants going back on. In a
The
second.
15th Indo tribe.
Oh, and now we've completed this just in time. There's no way it's a coincidence the -1 savoir-faire was on your
15th
pants and
tribe was
shoes.
comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and
Oh, wait.
stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood.
You can make the
memory.
jump, but you're gonna be a
The
mess.
15th
Oh
Indo
yeah!
tribe was your
You're gonna go
Indo
pantsless.
tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses.
Rengwet says you have the boring thoughts. My first thoughts were Disco Cop and Hobo Cop. Those are good thoughts. Plus 10 cents for every green orb clicked. Plus 10 cents for every green orb clicked. And learning cap for savoir-faire, raised to 6. Yeah, we do have kind of boring thoughts. Actually, we got volumetric shit compressor. But no, you're not wrong. Oh, we didn't take advanced race theory. Okay, cool. Pants off, jump off. All right, I've got my new cloak. So, cloak makes me warm and gives me more esprit de corps. +1 composure. Yeah, give me my cool green jacket for sure. I'll slap on some pants and my shoes, which I believe are green. Green snakeskin shoes. Ah, I'm so cool. Rainbow says, wait, did I get Hobocop? I think I might have got Lonesome Way Home, but I didn't internalize it or deleted it later. Oh, interesting. I didn't know we could delete those. Okay, let's go through this door. Oh, word. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds, and we make money on all these green dots. It costs a level point to
Yes.
remove one. Ah, that's a bummer. No, Kim, sorry. Oh, yeah, I want to talk to you about the case, because we're supposed to talk, remember?
What do you want to know?
What did your preliminary information say about it before you came here?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you?
I have briefs, but sure, let's do it anyway.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller
It's
said
possible
there
we
was
were supposed
a
to
dead
do
body
this
behind
hours
a
ago.
Whirling Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify
it's a
neither
bummer.
the caller's age nor sex.
Rangwet says mercenary and security guard are a bit different, a little sneaky in the wording to whoever called. True.
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Kim, where's your sense of fun?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
You're off the case. Soulfinder says, I have 5 credits on my Audible. What book recommendations are floating? If you haven't read them to the point of being sick of them, I've talked about this on the channel before. But the complete Chronicles of Narnia that's on Audible is really good, and it's read by like Kenneth Branagh and Patrick Stewart and Derek Jacobi, a whole bunch of really good classical English actors reading the books. That would be my recommendation. Sylvain says, "Ooh, searching now." If you've read them backwards and forwards before, then maybe not as recommended. But as I recall, it was a good deal. I think I paid 1 credit for it and got the whole series. And I like a lot of those actors. So yeah. All right. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy? Kenneth Branagh to you, says Giant Spatula. I hope I did that right. And Sylvander says, I've watched the animated Narnia movie a lot. Never read the books. The books are good. I've only listened to The Magician's Nephew so far, and then the beginning of the Chronicles of Narnia. The Magician's Nephew is kind of a funky one. There's a lot of just like a bunch of animals talking to each other. But the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe rather is the other one. Is the first one, but the second one if you go in book, story order. And that's pretty good. That I like a lot better. And gosh, even the little not a foreword, but the little dedication in that book is very charming. Ringwood says, but Kim isn't mysterious, and Necktie can talk, and there's a cursed bookshop. What if they cursed him, Kim? What if there's some cult behind it all? And Evil Killer says, those books go totally crazy by the end. I'm looking forward to it. And Giant Spatch says, I think Pierogi Frenzy and I were trying to get you to read Gideon the Ninth. What am I thinking of reading next? I have to finish reading, weirdly enough, because we are just talking about him. But I've been reading Patrick Stewart's autobiography, Make It So, which is pretty good. He's a good writer. And I think the next thing, I was going through a bunch of my brother's old books, because he was throwing out tons and tons of books over Christmas. Or not throwing out, but giving away. And I grabbed the Brandon Sanderson Mistborn books that he had there, because somebody else had given me the first one, and then he had the other 2 in the trilogy, so I just grabbed those. So I might give one of those a read. Rengo says, I did hear that's good. Might read that. And Rengo says, but I got the Doomed City, so I'm going to read through that. But man, I haven't read through a fictional book all the way since I was a teen. Oh man. Not a big fan of fiction, huh? I actually know somebody else who's a pretty good friend who doesn't like to read fiction at all. I love fiction stuff, but it is not for everybody. Soulfinder says, fun fact, already had that in my library. My Audible is like my game library. Nice. Very good. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
No. I guess that settles it then, Kim. I'm cool.
Excellent. Was there anything else?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Oh. Rango says, I don't dislike fiction. I like it. Okay, but keeping up with real stuff is important, especially my career, which is somewhat scientific. That's fair enough. It's hard to make time to read. I have a hard time anyway making time to read. Giant Spider says, Dora Hedoro's getting a second season. Oh no! Don't tell me that, because Netflix is. I'm like the overgrown man-child that I am. I guess I'm a correctly grown man-child, like the overgrown child who is a man-child that I am. I'm on my parents' Netflix account, and all my devices are getting kicked off one by one in the password sharing crackdown. So only my old 2012, I think it's 2012 iPad is my only device that still has access to Netflix, and I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it. But besides Doro Hedoro, Evocare says, Piotr, we have Plex these days. Oh, true! And Pierogi Friend says, Gideon the Ninth is so good. Okay, Gideon the Ninth. Let me write it down. Where'd my stack of 3x5 cards that I sometimes use as a wrist rest go? Here it is. Gideon the Ninth. Gideon the Ninth. The other thing that I was not really that broken up about it, because I don't really watch anything on Netflix except sometimes because I like to drift asleep to the sweet dulcet tones of Will Arnett. I sometimes watch old episodes of Arrested Development and fall asleep to them. But it's just a fun personal fact about me. But other than that, I hadn't been watching anything on Netflix until they just put out the first episode of a show. I can't remember what it's called. It's the word like dungeon and delicious are in the name. It's an anime about people who are like in a classic like RPG like Final Fantasy 1 style party, descending down into like a role-playing game dungeon, but they don't have any food, so they have to eat the monsters. And so it's like weirdly like a lot of cooking, but I like it so far. They only put out, I think the second episode came out today, but I'm looking forward to watching that later. Anyway, Rangoet says also having dyslexia. Oh, interesting. Okay, I get that. And liking much more sensual storytelling, I normally end up being attracted to films and especially games. Also, films and games are normally more creative in how they can present themselves. There are more avenues for them to present themselves. I think I see what you mean. And Giant Spider says, Delicious in Dungeon. Yes, Delicious in Dungeon. I really liked the first episode. Soulfoundry says, Rangoet, do you need audiobooks? I have a few readings that are so good, like radio shows almost. And Evocare says, all the people our age who grew up playing 2D RPGs are finally artists. It's true. Rangoet says, I need to look into digital book stuff, because how books are presented is this annoying thing. You know, when you look at a big text dump in a game and are like, that's how I feel every time I open a book a bit. I totally get that. And yes, that is a well-known phenomenon vis-a-vis me. Even when I'm not streaming. When I'm streaming, I definitely feel that. But even when I'm just playing a game, if there's a big block of text, I definitely feel that. Anyway, we're in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
So this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Have you solved 102 cases, Kim? I guess not. Probably 101. He seems like... No, it's probably 103. You're so modest, Kim. Rangoet says, Soul Foundry, I have done a few audiobooks. I guess not since I was a teen, since I did listen through Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in a car journey. Oh, I wonder if we listened to the same audiobook of that. I really like that. I feel the stuff made for it, like Hitchhikers, it works well, but books are generally filled with detailed descriptions which are hard to take in through audio, especially when most don't have the best voicing.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Cutie. Soul Foundry says, Rangoet, I highly recommend T.J. Klune's The Lightning Struck Heart. It is gay literature, fantasy, comedy, and I was told to read it because I was the main character. Fun fact, I am Sam Haverford. Oh, doxed yourself there. And Soul Foundry says, the person who reads the books on Audible is so good with his voices. Giant Spider says, Hitchhiker's Guide to H2G2 was a radio play before it was a book. Oh. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide to... I'm trying to... There's a pretty good fully voiced version of American Gods. I want to read American Gods. I think I've talked about this before. But my brother in college, Lord, did an American Gods LARP of some kind where he played Santa Claus. I think he was Santa Claus. I can't remember. I could be wrong. He maybe was somebody else, and just the Santa Claus character was very memorable. But I have not read or watched the show of American Gods or anything. But ever since then, I've been sort of lightly interested in it. Anyway. So Soulfinder says American Gods is one of the worst books I've ever read. Hobbit level hatred. You don't like The Hobbit? No. That's it. We're doing a Hobbit reading. That's it. We're doing it. I won't stand for this. Now we got to read The Hobbit on stream. I don't think we have the rights to that, but we'll find a way to make it work. We'll just intersperse the words of The Hobbit into the normal conversation, so you can go back by yourself later and cut it all up and put the audio reading together. Seems straightforward to me. I wondered what this says about me, kid. What, that I was sent by my station? He raised an eyebrow. Think it's best to let you make the next move. Soulfinder says every time I encountered a poem in The Hobbit, I was ready to cut my eyes out. Okay, that's fair. I felt the same way about The Lord of the Rings a little bit, where there'd be like a song or a poem, and I'd be like, okay, I probably don't need to read this. Let me just go to the next part. So I do feel that. Yeah. Or like when I was reading Lord, I used to read the Dragonlance books. Oh, I actually probably have some around here, because I think I brought them from home a couple years back. Hold up. Anyway, the short version of this is just so I don't interrupt an inane thought, or don't leave you hanging on an inane thought. I used to read the Dragonlance short story books, and some of those were poetry, and I would just skip over them. I mean, I couldn't. Giant Smash just says, "Oh, I hate poetry and fantasy. I'm with you there, and songs." Rengo says, maybe I should just get Audible, though, because not going to lie, most of my experience is freely accessible audio readings on YouTube. Oh, interesting. Is the quality really, really spotty there? Just another reason for us to put a recording of The Hobbit up. Okay, I just want to get these books because they're kind of fun. They're very old school. Let me just untangle from all the wires. So I used to go to, Lord. Soulfinder says, Ringwood, I recommend Audible. It is better than YouTube. I was using that first, too. Oh, that's interesting. Ringwood says, yeah, I was just a little worried about spending money on something I'm not sure about. It's fair. And Giant Spatch says, I think you should read The Hobbit out loud to us. It started as a bedtime series, but his kids got too pedantic about things, like the consistencies of people's clothes, and he was like, fine, I'll write it down. I like how Tolkien never seems to just, like, write a book. It's always like, yeah, I invented this language, so I had to make a story for it. Or, yeah, I was reading my kids a bedtime story, and they kept asking me questions, and it was just hard to keep track of, so I wrote a book down. Evocator says, my biggest problem with Tolkien's poetry and stuff is that that everyone else thought they could do it, and they could not. I see, inspired a bad trend, huh? Why don't I have a little button for the big camera? We should just do that. Okay. Soulfinder says, I don't highly recommend it because of the money part. That's how I have 5 credits floating. Sam the Geek says, Salty Mark says, Spotify has audiobooks. And John Spadger says, I used to have the Apple text-to-voice thing to turn fanfic into an audiobook. I used to, when using AIM, I would use text-to-speech, so I could be, like, doing things in a different window, and hear, when people's messages came in, it would text-to-speech them to me. But that's my TTS. Anyway, story. I want to show you these books. These are, when I was a kid, I really loved to go to the used bookstore. These books are in rough shape, but they're like classic fantasy bullcrap. This is The Magic of Kryn. This is a well-loved book, as you can see. I think there's some tape holding it together. And also, this one, which is called Kender, Gully Dwarves, and Gnomes, and has a lot of butts on it. So if you like fantasy and butts, then maybe you can enjoy these books too. That's cringe. Nice. And Rangoat says, I read through The Hobbit as a kid. Don't remember much, but I remember it was all right. And Rangoat says, I remember I didn't like the films. The films were rough. The Hobbit ones. Read the books and disliked the films even more. Yoki said, damn, young Piotr was living in the year 3000. Oh, yeah. Fixing books with tape. And Yoki says, yes, I had that book. I love the books. Literally, though, I went to the store because it was this, it's gone now, but it was this used bookstore that was just run by, like, this one woman. Who, owned the place and ran it all the time and everything else. And I came to the counter one time with some of the books, and she was like, oh no, not more Dragonlance. So, not held in high esteem by every owner of a used bookstore, but I liked them. Anyway, just wanted to share that quick. Fun. Oh, it's literally been crickets. Cricket sounds? That's good. Don't reread Dragonlance. The prose is not good. That's a good tip. That's good to know. Just let it exist in my memory and hold on to that nostalgia and not. And I won't try to challenge that with actual facts or a more up to date reading. Kim raised an eyebrow, thinking it's best to let you make the next move. I don't like any of these reasons. Don't be scared. I don't like any of these reasons. I'm gonna say I was sent here to teach you a lesson in style.
Okay. Style me.
Alright, bub. First things first. Get those pants off. No. Ringwood says, I started Loader when camping, but reading in a tent is not good. And the text, well, it wasn't printed the best. Letters kind of blurred into each other a little at points and were inconsistent. That is, it sounds like not the ideal experience to get into what is a dense tome.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
Okay, I think this is good advice for Kim. You should ease up a bit. You need more looseness.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
Kim just did not take my advice. Pierogi Frenzy says, my friend wants to read some great prose. Should I recommend James Baldwin, Grace Paley, or this random Dragonlance novel from the 90s that is fanfic before fanfic had standards? It is actually sort of that. You're right, especially these short stories. These are just all kinds of people. Wait, when was this published? I bet the book is actually not as old as it looks. 1980. No, copyright 1987. Is this printing from 1987 though? Yes. Yes. First printing 1987, and nothing seeming to indicate this is not the first printing. Printed in the United States of America. Eat it, other countries. Yeah. Oh, interesting. The characters in this book are fictitious. Okay, fun to see. Rangbats is also looking through my room. I forgot I still have the Silmarillion in my room, which I did not start. I bounced off the Silmarillion. I would try the Lord of the Rings before the Silmarillion. EvoCare says Dragonlance was fanfic for the D&D games they played. Ah. Rangbats says the Hobbit book as well. I read had this lovely green cover with art of mountains and a river. Somewhat simple art, but very bright colors and nice looking. Oh, it's nice. Okay, enough of this competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Okay.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best qualified.
No.
No, that doesn't seem right.
Dumb brain! I'm good for nothing. Stupid.
You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant.
And Ringwood says my
waiting
parents have
for
loads
tea.
of books. Oh, my parents too. I really envy. Yeah. I have a lot of books, and my partner probably wishes I had not as many, because they take up a lot of space. But I wish I had more. I want them all. Soulfoundry says, I like the Silmarillion to sleep to after I learned the lore of the Lord of the Rings. I'm obsessed with that universe. Hate J.R.R. Tolkien's writing style. I really used to like, oh my gosh. I messed up my algorithmic suggestions somehow. But for a long time, I used Quora only to look at answers to Lord of the Rings-based questions. And so periodically they would send you like, here's a recommended article or a question to look at. And it would just be somebody asking like a super niche question about the Lord of the Rings or that Middle Earth kind of universe. And then people who know those books backwards and forwards giving their answers and like quoting the text and stuff. And it was a delight. It was a very good use of Quora. But then I must have read some other stuff, some computer science things or something, and messed it all up. So I unsubscribed from those emails. Anyway, Progy Friend says books are comfortable. Agreed. I find them very cozy. But Giant's Batches, and like having a room full of bookshelves, I love that. But for some people, it's visually busy. Giant's Batches says, I had a copy of the Silmarillion that was a misprint. It had a bodice ripper printed upside in the middle of it. Oh! I understand. It took me a minute to remember what a bodice ripper is. And I was thinking like a literal, some kind of a sewing device. But no, I gotcha. That's cool. That's like putting the porno magazine inside your school textbook. I like it. Somebody says, Nerd of the Rings on YouTube is one of my favorites. What says, Tolkien's world I've come to not like that much. At the time it came out, I can see it being really neat and cool. But with how much fantasy worlds are just Tolkien's, it's like I've seen this a million times. I know what you mean. That the originator becomes tropey because of all the imitators. The rest are copies are. Sylvander says the Tolkien's are the first. The rest are copies are based on. Anyway, okay. What were we doing? I think you should know. Let's be real with Kim. I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow.
I'm sorry, Kim. Did that information alarm you?
He's having trouble processing it. Believing it even.
I really don't remember anything. There was drinking involved. And Evocator says, I love the term bodice ripper because it's so utterly self-describing. Oh, it's
Have you
excellent.
tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Okay, Kim, let's talk about you.
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
So what should I concentrate on? He's just going to say the case. But I'm completely lacking basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Okay.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
Okay.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
I want to talk about you, Kim.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point.
Yes.
All right. For the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses. Not a question. You don't look like other people around here. Just open with a microaggression. I think that's the way to do it. So everybody says Star Wars and Harry Potter was a conversation today at work. They're the same story, apparently. They're all the same kind of hero's journey.
That's because I'm half
Wise old
Seolite,
man.
or quarter. My father's
Bull
father
crap.
was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
You were right.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
You're wearing glasses. That's not regular.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncocked material, if you say so yourself.
I'm not going to call him a binoclard. Glasses are cool.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
Well, as you can see, am I wearing glasses? No, I'm not. Never mind. Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have, like, conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that's a no, then.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
I get it. You're one of those old school detectives. Nod respectfully.
So what? That makes you the new school? God spare us.
Oh, Kim, you're a card.
For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side.
Rangoet says this conversation just got me back into my book. Thank you, Rangoet. I think I can write a story you will like.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system.
I like how controversial
You're
the
special.
idea of having a notebook is with all my inner demons. Tell me a secret about yourself. I don't think that he will, but yeah.
No.
Well, we tried. Ah, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
I'm not gonna pry. That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Sure. I'm gonna look at this chair. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. Well observed.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change.
Insert 10 cents.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Oh, sick! Let my muscle memory dial a random number.
Your fingers
Oh!
on the pad. 005.
That's pretty cool.
That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final.
I'm not going to make everybody use the phonetic mnemonic system. But if we were going to, the sounds we would use are SSL RPLN. So, and then 993 PPM.
Calling.
Evocator says, let's fucking go! Okay. It'd be, or it could be a Z, S or a Z for the 00. So SSL sound. Like, Evocator says I pog-faced IRL Piotr, FYI. Oh, good. Okay, I can do this. We could do Zeus for 00, LRP, LRPL, Zeus's? No, that's two S's. That's going to get me confused. Zeus, lore. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Ringwood says, also spoiler for my next game I'm making Piotr play is one of those I mentioned. Uh-oh. Okay, there's a big message to Soul Foundry that I missed.
Still calling. Then.
I can't do it live. There's too much pressure.
You rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as
Oh
that
no, it's the
walking
video store.
towards the gallows.
What is this place? Maybe they can look up my account from my phone number. Oh, but I'm calling from a payphone.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy.
Rangwood says you're gonna love the second phone box. I won't spoil it too much, but you can prank call people. Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Maybe, but I don't even know my name.
If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
Yeah.
He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
Recognize the street? I don't recognize the street. I don't remember. Sorry, I was thinking Zeus, Lore, Pollen, Pope, me. All right, so we're just going to, in our little memory palace, we're going to remember Zeus, then a big old book of lore that's next to him, then some pollen, then the Pope, and then me. Zeus, Lore, Pollen, Pope, me. Put those things in your mind palace in case we need them later. Book, Le Fume. It's right by our house, according to Lonesome Way Home. Ah! The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. Your old house, not your new house. I have 2 houses? Oh, I'm rich.
On second
No, I
glance,
understand.
someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
Oh, let's fix that. Close the door the rest of the way.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Open the drawer. Not gonna lie, it's not out of the question you might be homeless. Oh
Drawer
no!
opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Browse through the folders.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City.
Rangwest, it's getting late, and that money,
Gemra
it's not looking
are listed
hot.
among
It is
the many
true.
districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names. Dates,
I'm sure Kim will let
quantities,
me sleep in
and
his bed.
percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Force yourself to go through the folders.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht.
Oh my god, it's
water
phonetic
Everart's
mnemonic
plants,
system.
Sweet office floor.
Oh no.
More banners.
Special whirling borscht just doesn't seem like a real phrase. Is it a code? Rangwat says, fun fact, depending on your decisions in the first talk with Garta, you can get money taken off and even get it
All
as small as
items on
30.
the
Oh,
list
interesting. We
been
should have
crossed
driven a
out,
harder
and
bargain.
The note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Take another look at the note.
Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes.
ESS.
Special whirling borscht. Water Everart's plants. Sweet office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Interesting.
The drawer slide.
Oh, it's got to be a code. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Ringwet says, you get the super small one by listening to your necktie and failing the check to sneak away. Crash into the old lady by accident instead. And when you get hurt, play the empathy card. That's funny. Every work member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. And at the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. There's a bookstore dedicated to Harlequin romance in Brooklyn called The Ripped Bodice. That's fun. And a good name. And a good idea for a store. Oh, hell yes! +1 visual calculus, -1 drama. I'll take them. Even though drama is sort of our specialty, it hasn't really come up as much as I hoped, so... Now we can peep people with our sweet shades. So that's good. No? The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. Guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. I guess so.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special whirling. All items on the list. The drawer.
I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, it's getting to be nighttime. Ah, the passage of time, my old enemy. Collecting rainwater. That's useful. Whoa, 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 what's that? At least 3 packs of cigarette butts. Oh, Ringwood says, also my hot take on books. Now we're in a digital age, we can format books differently, and I think we should have some features in digital books, or book apps, or
on the door reads,
to books written in that style. Disco Elysium here and a few other recent games have been messing with how to format text. Disco Elysium here took inspiration from Twitter and keeping players engaged with it. I remember you mentioned that before, that's why the text scrolls the way that it does. I haven't read it, but maybe check out the book House of Leaves, which I've heard good things about, vis-a-vis messing with the format of a book. But I haven't read it, so I can't actually really recommend personally. The name on this door reads Rene Arnaud.
listen, it's
Poor
okay
Charles
to
Almanac.
take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Cam, I'm going to take a quick look inside, search the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
All right.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
People will know where we've been here if we take the picture, but take the picture. Let me just look at poor Charles Almanac real quick. The essential wit and wisdom. Oh, my word. Okay, I gotta save this. Let me just put that in a little tab down there. Thank you, Sam the Geek. I will look at that afterward. Take the picture.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that?
Wrong peak, right? I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
All right. And that way later somebody can say, "You were in there! You took the picture!" You dang cops. All around you, great machines in quiescence. Rankwitz is also a thing, as well as books and games start to blur in places, with interactive or essentially more stylized books being presented as text adventure video games, like a nice visual novel, although that is sort of its own genre even, beyond just the format. A composite eye of... okay, it's lights. I didn't read it, but it's light bulbs. White pine trees are printed into the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. And Pierogi Friend says, ooh, you're going to talk to Evard soon. Oh, I noticed a thing. Money! $6.99. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Okay. Let's also just save the game real quick while we're thinking of it. I'm learning. Oh, and Progi Frenzy says, good God, some kind of a brainwave. Be sure to save right before you do. Not to save, scum. You'll see why. This speaker tower is silent. There's no work to organize in the yard below. Oh, here's a blue thing. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. Smell this. Some Ultra Series gloves? +1 half light. What do my gloves do right now? +1 touch a thing? Interfacing. I was close. I'll take the +1. No, we'll need the interfacing. Oh my god, I need this money to get a place to sleep. I don't think it's gonna be enough. The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red. Hey, man. Container, container, container.
I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Well, here's a man who loves his job. Hello, Easy Leo.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Moon.
Like that there's a sick.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work, he doesn't notice you. Hi.
Everard, Everard, Everard. He looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
Renguat says, it's also funny despite not reading proper books too often, I often read more stuff than others in things such as games or places I
I
visit.
see you are not a union man, mister.
Just
You get
taking in
lost.
other forms of
You're not one
media.
of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people in
I mean,
scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
That's shockingly accommodating of you, Easy Leo.
Just some of the other
Oh.
guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Let's take a look at those containers with my logic eyes.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pines.
Hey, we gotta
livery,
achieve.
and the mountains rising
Really get Kim to
kindly
trust you.
Is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was
I don't-
spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
What's underneath them?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
I wonder if I can use my experience points to get a night's sleep. Are you Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I
Ah.
notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I
Renguat
almost
says-
forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht? Renguat says if you fail the check, you just say red, 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 and Leo starts singing about the containers.
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
I
It's
see.
very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Whoa. Leo, how different do you feel when you eat this borscht? Is it for the striking
Yes,
people?
yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up, who makes it in the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language. And
Oh shoot, we gotta go see the people at the place.
What we speak. He's
No,
from
they're gonna be
Granite.
there a different day. Something is off about this borscht. I'm gonna look into
Oh,
it.
sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Renguat says then Kim notices, which is lame.
Actually understand what you meant. And now he's just nodding along.
What's in that container there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Where is everyone? The harbor's empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down
Drug
at the
trafficking
gates,
and spiked
keeping the
soup.
staff
Lovely.
from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
That's a serious strike.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is
Ah.
guarding the gate.
I met Jean-Luc.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into? Or Titus, if you love that one Final Fantasy game, and are wrong about how to pronounce that name.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
But what did they actually do, Leo?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Oh, Leo, that's a shame. Put up your dukes. Let's do it. That's too long. Rangwat says also none of the union members call Measurehead, which is funny because they grew up with him and know his real name.
Let's keep this on the hearties.
It's a good detail. He looks to you for assistance.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, Leo, let's hear about... I don't need to hear about Leo's fight. Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of a fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? Better to go with the flow. Let's hear about this fight you got into.
I remember I was the runt of the class.
Oh.
The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the New World.
New
I was
World.
about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then.
Sure.
People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and what.
Oh, you're
I
Welsh.
just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Rangwat says, I love Leo, but even though the union treat their workers a lot better, this feels a bit like exploitation. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's
Mr.
true.
Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
That's cool.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
The lieutenant looks up at Leo.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
I like the way you said the word down there.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here.
Progy Frenzy
I am.
says,
Yes, I am.
for some reason I can't stand Leo. He grates on me like Kuno grates on you. Don't talk about Kuno like that! I hate Kuno. It's Kuno's town! Rangwat says, I love Leo. He's so wholesome. Sorry about that. It was involuntary. Hold on. Who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool.
You shouldn't call people tools,
Mr.
Leo.
Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood.
Mhm.
Knows everybody and gets along
We're
with
gonna be
everyone.
mean to Leo in a
Real
little bit, by
pillar
the
of
way.
Community one day, I'm sure.
Leo doesn't have the most progressive language,
For a
admittedly.
fraction of a second,
It's fine.
the
He's a
sadness
simple
in his
fellow.
eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like
Kuno
her.
wasn't in Martinez.
Kids.
Kuno. Progy Prince says Kuno is hysterical. Kuno wasn't in Martinez. Kuno wasn't even Revachol. Kuno was regional.
Dr.
I
Alexa
can't
said
stand
so,
him.
And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
That is interesting. I think you're doing a good job around here, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Oh, Kim.
Well, thanks a lot.
You're a
Coming from
sweetie.
you, it means a lot, really.
I'll be find Kuno's Night City later? Oh, my word.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
I'm looking for the leader of the Dock Workers Union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Progy Frenzy says there's actually a lot more to Kuno.
Mr.
Oh,
Everett and Mr. Edgar, his
no.
brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Rengwet says, Kuno I want to punch and hug at the same time. Such a sad life, but also fucking annoying piece of shit. Ah, yes, like the best of us. Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m.
Oh. Oh, by the way, where is everyone? The harbor's empty. I want to do this again.
Most of the guys are down. We're on a...
So,
But Titus and his boys got...
What kind of trouble?
Him and his boys stirred up some...
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
What did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit...
easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the heart ease.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Is this guy gonna tell... I mean, we're cops, and Mr. Everart's gonna know we're cops. My concern is, if we talk to him, they're gonna know... He's gonna tell Mr. Everart if we ask him questions about this. But Mr. Everart knows that we're cops. He knows that we're here looking at this murder. He probably knows that his guys are suspects. Did they kill a mercenary?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched...
Don't worry, we can just ask Mr. Everart. I'm sure he will just tell you. True!
You know what? Just cut
Okay,
in
this is
there
not...
with your questions.
I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Failed to get the information. Okay, let's save the game real quick. And while we're doing it, let's demonstrate our amazing powers of the phonetic mnemonic system. Okay, so everybody go back to your mind palaces real quick. You remember, I've got my little note cards here. Now for the fun conversation. I've got my note cards, just as a quick, before we do this. Everybody go to your mind palaces. Remember the first thing that we saw was Zeus. Then next to Zeus, there was some lore. Next to the lore, there was pollen. Then the Pope. And finally, standing next to the Pope, it was me. So we got our little list. Bam. Zeus, lore, pollen, Pope, me. Quickly decoding that, that'll be 00549529993. And that's the phone number, still remembered by me. Is that right? I think so, but it might not be. But I'm pretty sure it is. That's the phonetic mnemonic system. Rangot says, nice! Oh yeah! And now I'll remember that for the rest of my life, unfortunately. Probably not. I'll probably forget it. I forgot the ones that we did for, abduction, so probably not. Okay. Quick save. Let's have this conversation. Ranguet says, I hope someone comes round, sees that, and you have to explain what it is. Explain the phone number on my desk with the weird list of nouns over it. It's very possible. Go in, you baby. The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. Say it's Mr. Biden's number. Mr. President Biden's number. Oh! He's got a sweet desk! This is like a good, if you've ever been to, a construction site's office, I like, this feels approximate. The way that, the desk that's just, crowded with a million things, I love. Anyway.
Before you,
it's a little too permanent for that.
Seated behind a large desk, he looks up from his work.
Rangot says, "Yep."
Not the least bit surprised to see you.
Hello.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair. Yet says
I mean, that's
nothing.
basically what he is.
He
Checks
simply
out.
Stares at you.
So there's a dead body in a tree.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's
Oh,
good
my
of
name's
you
Dubois.
two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Obviously, I'm Blanche Dubois.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
That's okay. I'll just lean over all the things on your desk and shake your hand.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best.
Continue.
Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out. He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
All right, take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you are a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Do you guys have like the big, they look like hedge trimmers, but it's just like a lot of leverage on a little sharp pincer thing. I just need to cut something. Doesn't matter what. I just want to borrow them to cut something, if you guys have them.
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
I'm gonna take some medicine.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Oh, he points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
You know, if it's more than $50, it's a whole bunch of paperwork. I probably can't. I probably can't, man. Marengwit says, "Oh, I forgot what skill it is, but if you have it, it concludes that Dubois is a common greeting for people, and you can even say it back." And everyone gets mildly confused. That's funny.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Can I just not say it? You know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
You can keep it. I'm good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
Froggy Frenzy says, "You drink on the job pantsless." I needed to jump off a roof. I'm not gonna do that sober or with pants. You drink on the job pantsless, but taking a novelty check is a bridge too far. Rangwet says, "Cool, but good luck paying."
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
If they should happen to find like a badge, I know a friend of mine lost a badge, so that would also be great.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. Oh God, why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns. Where's yours?
This doesn't worry me at all. Who cares if I've lost my gun and the love of my life?
Fuck love. This is your
Don't forget
gun.
you can heal at 0. Save
This
till 0
is
for
serious.
heals. I did not know that. Okay.
You don't need a gun. We can still have fun without the gun. The fun doesn't need to stop. Have some right now.
Are you all right, Harry?
Harry!
You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Everything's going to be alright.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Your reality's falling apart? Composure. Low. The gun was a surprise. The chair is killing you. This is a red check. It cannot be retried. Kim. Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, I have to do it. Alright. 8%. Let's do it.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
I'm not about to cry.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this? Mr. Dubois, he keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull at?
I gotta get out of this
You
chair.
need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some kind of stupor. I'm gonna keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. I just gotta get out of this chair.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of
This is not
medical
going good.
emergency?
Jeez.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time.
Oh my
I'm
god.
an extremely
He
busy
thinks we
man,
played him.
As I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
What, does he not have water? What does he think that I called him on?
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions.
We really
Police
showed him, right?
officer
This is how an investigator should interrogate our top suspect. Oh yeah! Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Nice, Kim.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
It's just if you guys have some of the things.
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt.
Kim,
It's safe to assume the
Shut
union
up.
had something
We need his
to do
help.
with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
you're a community leader. Help your community out.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and smiles.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
Ah! He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. He's had enough of that.
He hangs up and turns back to me.
You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
Cool. I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez.
Ever, if you
I
think you're
know
going to
everything
intimidate
that
me
goes
by
on
knowing
around
stuff,
here, and I would love to help you.
you have
I can
no
help you
idea
with the
how
body.
enthusiastically I embrace my total ignorance. Rangwat says Kim, despite being overall more professional, is not that good with cracking people. He gives them the details pretty coldly and doesn't seem to put details together like he normally does when
I mean,
talking.
It's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me,
Say nothing.
but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Kim, keep your wits about you.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Whose door?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
I'll look into it. We need to talk about the murder. We don't have to do it.
Fantastic, my friend. Just
Ah,
let me
we
know
might have
when
to do
it's
it.
done, and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
You don't have to do it, but if you want the juicier details, well, got it. You know, I've just finished investigating the local drug trade. Maybe not yet. I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this?
Rangwat says, you seem to be too very, very busy to everything. It's almost like you're just using it to avoid explaining yourself. True.
Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry.
Ah.
I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is.
No one is.
Pals.
Why haven't you let her in to see you? Joyce said the previous union vanished under suspicious... why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
And Rangwat says also, if you have the disco cop thought, he tries to gain your trust by saying how disco you are. That's funny. Joyce said the previous union leader disappeared under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
That's funny. Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Sounds very true.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her.
Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Let's talk about something else. I find it a little odd
I'm just a
that
nice
this person
guy,
left.
Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Sure, let's talk about something
Of
else.
course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
Rangwat says, I'm sure after the company representative you're liking meeting, just an open, genuine leader of the people. Just an open, genuine
Tell
leader
her
of the
about
people.
all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock.
That is pretty sick.
Tell her how
Can I have it?
overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice.
Pierogi
to
friend says,
learn
please,
about
please,
her
please
idea.
tell Joyce Mr. Everard is helping you find your gun twice. He has a cool room, but even moves around with the crane. Whoa. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age.
Say nothing.
The big man peers at you over the rims of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
I just finished investigating the local drug trade. It's so interesting because I get a lot of information too, Everard. In fact, I've just finished investigating the local drug
You've
trade.
got a lot of spirit clearing up the drug problem alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see
he's
if I
not
can
cowed
get you
by
the key
that.
to the city, Harry. Now, let's talk real business.
Rangwitz says, I also recommend looking into a place where you could have lost your gun, like a place you visited when you struggled to pay for the drinks last night. All right.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him.
Rhetoric, I feel like you're always wrong.
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
You called me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
My memory's fine. I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Do you respect Kim?
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Now let's just have a look at the folder.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a...
Ah!
It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said.
Oh, Kim, we
now
got him.
I'm actually a very busy man.
Oh,
So
are
is there
you?
anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
I'm looking into your shady brew, Everard.
I don't know what that means, Harry.
Don't feel scared
Shady
knowing he
brew?
hears and sees everything
There
you
are
do.
so
He
many
has
moving
ears and
parts
eyes
to
all
my
over.
brain. I can't
Ah,
keep
how
up with them all.
comforting.
You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
I'm gonna leave now, but we might talk later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great, wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
I hated that guy. Kim! Let's debrief in this man's office. Let's actually get out of here. How do I...
Yes?
Soulfinder says, if you all could be represented as an insect, which one would you be? That's a good question. I guess I like, Oh, but it's not an insect that I like. It's the insect that would represent me, right? Maybe a cricket because I'm annoying. Tell me about this case. Tell me about this case again. Let's debrief.
What do you want to know?
Rangwat says the butterflies with rings that look like snakes. And Sam the Geek says, are we going to talk about how his office has tarps instead of doors? I mean, he's just in a shipping container. Can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
Yes.
3 days ago, the RCM...
Okay, we
during
heard
that
this.
time-
Mega cool, I've
Okay,
heard
then.
enough.
Good.
Don't I have a quest to talk to you? At 9 p.m.? Oh boy, we got a lot going on. End of the day debrief. Oh, after 10. Join him on the Whirling in Rags balcony after 10. Okay, let's head over there. Let's head home for now. And we'll talk to the guy, if he's there, Jean-Luc, about cutting down the body. You have all the time. Oh, that's true, right? Because time only passes when we talk to people. Okay. Well, let's talk to Jean-Luc then. We already did this. This is the wrong place. Can I... Don't debrief straight away. That's the end of the day with Kim. Ah, okay.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above.
You can still stay up yourself, though?
container is
Okay, but it'll
attached
put Kim to sleep.
Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Press Marsh.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
It's fine. Ah, Metroidvania. Potentially. Oh, I thought it was going to be a bridge. Still.
And with a surprisingly quiet thump,
And Self-Foundry says, if you
the
could be a
crane
wing
placed the
creature, what would you
container
be?
down.
Oh, but what insect would you be? Or, yeah, insect would you be, Soul Foundry?
The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
What do you mean its purpose?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
Okay.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Kim! I don't know why I did it either.
Before
So far, he says they'd be a
stands
praying
the
mantis.
cargo
They're pretty
container,
cool. Have you seen the ones
just
that
one
look
of
like
many in the yard.
a leaf that also like flutter in the wind, kind of not reflexively but instinctively? Just every time they move, they kind of flutter back and forth. Those ones are really cool. I think there's something special about this container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe. I think we should investigate further.
Because I don't.
Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Soulfoundry says praying mantis can kill hummingbirds, my preferred winged creature. Oh no! Oh. It was hanging from the crane.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
What winged creature would you be? I guess a penguin.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Knock on the door.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Persuade the door to open.
Why
Ah,
are
could you imagine?
trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Never mind.
Are you satisfied, detective?
Yeah, nothing here more to do here for now. Got it, that had worked. Okay, how do I GTFO out of this place? Please. Rangoet says eternally 3% check, and as such it has some of the weirdest shit in the game. Good, good. Can I go this way with my union card now? Oh, wait, can we check the phone number? Sorry, just real quick.
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall.
Ah, no. Bummer. Hey, Jean-Luc. I got a job for you, bub.
Promising race pupil return.
Did you ever do karaoke? No, not yet. We have to find a good sad song to sing. Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree.
I guess you
with
could...
my bare hands.
Oh. Soulfunder says if we all ever meet, we must karaoke. I just decided this. I do love karaoke. You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Yeah, okay.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the comfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is
all right, Kim's
wise
up for
in
it.
his childlike way. His mysterious race.
Soulfunder says I'm going to win the lottery one day, and we're all going to meet. I just decided this also. I hope you win the lottery. I hope you win the lottery, Soul Foundry. PiotrCon 2024, Lord. Just a big empty hotel ballroom with like 4 people in it. Welcome to PiotrCon! Okay then. Fine, we'll do it.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Hey, so you guys like to hang around on a bridge? Kim, didn't you have like a funny story about a bridge that you were gonna tell everybody, Kim? So funny since I'm so there for PiotrCon 2024. Lord.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're pretty much the law around here. And so funny says especially if I win the lottery. We're the law around here.
Cool. I like men with guns and power.
What about
I'm
just
cocky,
power?
by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
I hope it's a tree.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it. We have so much in common, Measureheads, babe.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everard's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
I didn't even take a very much of a bribe.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Oh, Kim! I love it. I'll work. That's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing.
Oh my god, no.
It's Kuno.
Oh no, he's laughing at the thing with the tree. And Rango says also that man might be worth talking to. We should talk to the scab
The
leader.
man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
He likes the photo Kim has. Interesting. A little bit of a spoiler, but okay. Silver says it's my favorite and we almost missed it. Okay, let's just finish this little conversation and we'll do it. The featured hero
corpse
clicks.
has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Thanks for your cooperation, Measurehead.
Farewell, Hamsonwich. You are a Union man from now on.
Rango says I didn't need to say that. This isn't a point and click. You don't need to, oh yeah, give items to people. Yeah. Soulfinder says, Piotr, you have such a great stream. Thank you. Well, speaking of things that make this stream great and different from other streams, it's time for today's featured hero clicks. Thank you very much, Soul Foundry, for the light snacks. Remember, light snacks? There's a new Prince of Persia game out that's supposed to be pretty good. It actually looks like something that would be good for this channel. It's Hollow Knight by way of Prince of Persia, as I understand. Anyway, today's featured hero clicks is a rare example of a hero clicks that I just like the paint job of, without any irony. I think this is a cool little character from the Wild West themed version of some of the superheroes. There's like a sheriff Captain America and a really cool steampunk Dr. Octopus. But this is Gunslinger, and Gunslinger just is a sick model. Cool haircut, cool pose, and actually not terribly painted face. Yeah, lots to like. But not a lot to say about it, as it turns out. Let's get our standard size Karen here so we can get a sense of how big Gunslinger actually is. Obviously, she's, you know, in kind of a feet more than shoulder width apart kind of pose. So far, says I like her. I do too. I just think it's actually a really straight up good, well painted model. Our standard size Karen is taller though. Giant Spatch says, oh, she little. Yeah. What does she got? She's got a little belt buckle. She's got a cool gun with bullets. You know, a little belt with bullets on her back there. Just a cool one. Just a cool one. She Hobbiton size. She's a hobbit. In addition to being a hobbit, Gunslinger is also worth. So okay, this is what I need to say. Karen is worth 20 points, and now they're out of focus. Please go back into focus. Karen is worth 20 points, and Gunslinger is also worth 20 points. And also, she is today's featured HeroClix. So, a bandolier is the word I was looking for. Yes. Now you know. Now you know. There's the bandolier. You can see it on the back. There's the bullets. Okay. We gotta do something about... The problem with that camera is it autofocuses, and I need to find a way to turn that off. There's one more look at Gunslinger's cool face. Bam. We're back. Good HeroClix. Okay, let me go like this. Great. And we're back. And we quick save. Let's go take a look at the body. I know we could talk to the man. The Union Man. Let's talk to the Union Man. We got time. Soulfighter says, y'all, HeroClix are like MTG cards to me, and I want them. I want them. All of them. Oh, they are extremely collectible. I have too many. But I do like them.
How'd you like our harbor?
It's beautiful.
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Labor Utopia.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
Okay.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
I'm a bit short on money right now.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Oh my god, try to catch the coin.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Soul Foundry says, I own 0 HeroClix and basically 0 MTG worth anything cards. You think I'm going to sell my decks? Yeah, I mean, I often talk to my partner about the fact that, like, the sealed Magic boxes that I have are going to be worth something someday. And they're like, you're never going to sell them. You're never going to get rid of them. You might as well just open them. Anyway, I feel that. I'm never going to get rid of my decks. Appreciate it.
Always glad to help out the RCN.
Never.
Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to... You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though.
The Union has problems getting by?
Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess. Cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though.
Self-Founder says, I have Eldrazi fat packs. Oh! Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
By the way, I can't believe we just took this man's coin. We took his golden Sacagawea dollar. Do you have a key for that door?
A key, huh?
Silver says that's going to be collectible. There's no more of those. Listen, that's why the price can only go up, because the supply is fixed unless they reprint all the powerful cards in a deck. In a set, which they would never do. They would never reprint all the cards that made the set valuable. He said it belonged to a weasel. I was hoping you could tell me.
Of course. I got you. You don't know anything.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not really doing this for political reasons. You know what? I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm opening it for all working men.
I knew this man was a commie. And it's a good thing you're doing too.
Brangwet says, we are good with money when in debt. Buying drinks and not taking free money, even if it is a bit sus. Very good with money. Somebody says, it is the state and date of the cards. I'm looking at my foil Charizard in a landfill right now. No! First edition.
What you're looking
Oh,
for is a basement
brutal.
behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Sure, you got like $40 more.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person, when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you, cause he doesn't know.
Right.
But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Brangwet says, so what you're saying, Manana, is Everard knows everything from all the workers, but doesn't tell anyone else? He
and what they're fighting
treats
for.
information as a commodity. Why? Any idea who killed the hangman?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Well, Manana, the merc was killed with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas. For example, just an example, harbors.
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Brangwet says, I love our anti-capitalist leader, truly representing social values. Ah, yes.
You're that guy.
And very democratic values, too. Hold up. What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
I shouldn't ask this, and I'm just, listen, Manana, we're bros. I gotta ask this stuff because I'm a cop or whatever. But did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type.
Oh.
But that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Would you say that those skills pay the bills?
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use.
Wow.
Still, thank you.
Brangwet says, because as we know, power to the people in democratic practice means restricting information. Of course.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
It's enough for now.
Hey.
Psst. Look around.
Psst. Hey, you.
You let me down, Rhetoric. You were supposed to open the container.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love?
Can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've
Oh boy, and now I'm
promised to
building
build?
communism? I don't know if I have
Word on the
time for
street
that.
is, you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
Stop radicalizing me, my brain. How come there's word on the street?
You keep
Somebody says
saying things
triggered.
like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs.
I've said
that kind of stuff.
I feel like a lot of those are taken out of context. I only said sodomize the landowners. Well, I did say that, but I only said impale all the people. Well, it's contextually speaking, I've only said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
Brangwet says a cop trying to help a company protect their mercenaries is truly a real one, a real communist. Communists can still love justice.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
All right, let's build communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
See, that seems so extreme. Hey, firing squads. You didn't say anything about that. Justice for the people and Wild Pines.
Too
Yeah,
late
yeah.
to back
You got
out
it.
now.
I mean, the purpose of the
You
cops
can't
is to
make a
protect
comeback
corporate
without
interests.
breaking a few million
So too late to back down now. Okay, roll your sleeves up further and breathe in the pristine air. I guess we're doing this. Oh boy, this seems ill-advised. Oh, can I level up? I cannot. Can I? I think that's a no. Help. Help, it doesn't understand. Please! I want to go down the stairs. Please! Renguet says it was, please. I'm just trying to go down the stairs, my love. Renguet says it was until we murdered Joyce for having more than 25 real in her pocket. Talk to this man.
Right to
Hello,
work.
scab leader.
Right to work.
Oh, we
Shame
did
on
do this.
you.
What exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work.
Oh.
We'd be in there, working,
You're-
if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
Are you unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open.
I don't think we're
Try
there
to get
yet.
in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel.
Renguet says, I guess you don't have the choices I thought yet.
And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, head measurer?
Yeah? That giant up there on the bridge you talked to. Head measurer. Won't let the workers by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could one guy be? You seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke.
Good to know that he's a
My
trained
men
killer,
are tired
potentially.
And hungry.
Renguet says, I wish we could drop Measurehead's real name now Leo told us. Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't
Wow.
understand civilized.
Okay.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
Kim, that is sensible.
No.
Ah.
They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Okay, so this powder keg is just one more thing for us to worry about. How nice. Tell you what, we're right at a good stopping place, I think, here. So let's call it for today. Tomorrow we'll go back to the Whirling in Rags. Not tomorrow. Next time we're back, we'll go to the Whirling in Rags and follow up on Lord, day 1 of Disco Elysium. And Renguet says, I feel he knows boxing and is very strong, but that is super dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's a little different than trained killer, especially from your mouth. Oh, from that guy? Yeah. Anyway, if you watched tonight, thank you so much for watching live. Thanks for hanging out in chat. If you watch this as a recording or on YouTube, thank you so much for watching that way too. I'll post in the Discord about the schedule for next week. But until then, however you watch this, thank you so much. And until next time, I will see you later.